Hello and welcome to Dr. Clumber Plays Football Manager 2018. I'm first off going to admit that I am actually impressed. Well done, Sports Interactive. I thought it was impossible for you to impress me any longer with anything, but this game is truly, finally, what the sort of game should be, I think. So, my problem with Football Manager for the last very long years has been that, frankly, each year they do this update and it's a bit of a database refresh. There's a few new functions that sort of look fiddly and don't really add anything. I'm still one of these people who thought that when they introduced the press conferences they might as well have killed the game. And frankly, press conferences are still annoying, they're still in here, but there is so much improvement in all the other side of the things that, it's just a lot better. So, what I have here is my Sheffield Wednesday save. I have played several saves now, but this one is a bit further in than the most, that's where I've been playing around. And I'm going to talk about it because this is going to be a frequently returning save, I think, if I survive at Wednesday, that is. So as you can see, we're Sheffield Wednesday and we're in the Championship in the UK, or in England I should say, and we've had a patchy run already. So we've drawn our first game, won in the Carabao Cup, drew in the second game, won at home to Sunderland, which was a very nice result, although Sunderland are shockingly bad. Then we lost to Fulham, Blackpool, oh that was a nasty one, and Burton, all two away games in the Sky Bet Championship. Our away form was not good at all to begin with. And then we won 2 home games on the bounce, which sort of gave me a bit of fresh air. And then Cardiff came away and we lost again. So, frankly, not really good enough. Then we drew the big one. This is the one that matters for any Wednesday fan and any United fan. We played better. I think we didn't manage to dominate them, but we played better and we should have won and we didn't. Then we drew away, which was a decent result, and then we drew to Leeds, which in my opinion was also a decent result. But of course at this point we're lingering sort of bottom half of the table, not very good. Then came Bolton away and we smashed them because I changed the strategy, and that actually had a real big impact on a lot of things, and I'll talk about that later. Then we beat Derby away, which was another good result, and then for no reason whatsoever, and I'll see if I can show the stats, we lost to Barnsley at home. Now, I'm going to show you here the match stats. 15 shots on target. 15 shots in total, 11 of which on target, and we scored 1 goal. 1 goal, ladies and gentlemen. They had 5 shots on target, and of course they scored 2 goals because that is what happens. Now, in the past, this would really piss me off because the game does this to you every now and then, right? But frankly, it's been doing less of it, and actually with hindsight I know exactly where it went wrong. I wanted to trash Barnsley because they were quite low in the table, and I was completely unprepared for their countering because I had injury in my back line and I put a slower defence on than I should have done, and actually it cost me. So it is my fault. I mean, we should have scored 5 goals there, but there you go. So the following game, against Millwall, we did score loads of goals, 3 goals, so that was a nice result. Then we lost to struggling Villa, which that was the worst game in my opinion that we played this season, because Villa, I went in with oh go on boys, good luck out there, blah blah blah. I was very soft on them, and in the end it all just collapsed. They didn't put any effort in, they played very poorly. And that ended up in a bit of a run because then Bristol and Ipswich were also pretty poor results. Ipswich was actually a decent game. We got close to winning. Ipswich was quite high in the Championship at that point. I don't think they are anymore. Now they dropped a bit recently. But yeah, that was an interesting game that we could have won. It could have gone either way, and I did think it was a lift from the Bristol City and Aston Villa games. And then we beat Reading away, Hull at home, and Norwich away. All 3 of which really good results, though Hull are doing very poorly in the league. And then we're running up to Christmas now because we just drew with Wolves and then got completely and utterly annihilated by Middlesbrough. But again, I didn't think we played. Oh no, we did play badly. My apologies. This was last night, and I should have remembered. We didn't just play badly. We played crap. So, that's the results. Now you will see that these sort of sequences are quite common, right? You run good or you run bad, basically. And if I look at the dynamics, that's where the running good and bad, a lot of it, in my opinion, is dictated from. So we're getting closer to the transfer window, and I've got some players who want to move. I've got Sam Hutchinson who wants to go to Bournemouth if they offer high wages. They've not even come in with a bid yet, but if they offer high wages, he wants to go. Tom Lees, my key central defender, wants to join Middlesbrough. They have such a strong squad. I transfer listed Stephen Fletcher because I've got too many strikers, and I didn't actually need him because George Hurst is coming through quite nicely, and he didn't like it. And 18 people in my team, this number here, said, "Ooh, actually you were very wrong doing that. You should not have put him on the transfer list." So I told him, okay, you can't go because people want to keep you. But all these little bits and pieces have an impact. And I've talked about it in the previous video, but if I let Sam Hutchinson and Tom Lees go, I lose Sam Hutchinson and Tom Lees as team leaders, and I'll be relying on Daniel Padil to become a team leader. Now, I like Daniel Padil, I think he's a great left back, but I don't think he's going to be of that caliber. I mean, Kieran Westwood will probably step up, a guy like Gary Hooper will probably step up. Apologies, that was one of those weird coughs. But yeah, I'm not happy about the situation at the moment. So it could all blow up. Having said that, we were doing okay. We were pushing very hard for the playoff positions, and then we had those two bad results, especially the Middlesbrough result. But you can see that we're there with 34 points, and we still have a positive goal difference. Middlesbrough 42. I think Middlesbrough are very likely to go up. I think QPR and Wolves are going to fall, and Middlesbrough is going to push hard to get through. And Hull is actually doing better than I thought that they did as well. So, yeah. Okay, I've talked about all that stuff. Let's talk about staff as well, because I find the dynamics with staff a lot more interesting these days as well. So, you don't get the weekly update reports, we think they should do this and they should do that anymore. It's a lot smoother now and it works a lot better. The recruitment I find very interesting, and I'm going to talk about that on purpose because I learned a few things that I didn't know. Yeah, I think I really would like Cameron Brannigan, but I don't think I can afford him. Could get him on loan. Being distracted again is the joy of playing this game, I suppose. Keep scouting. And keep scouting. The Champions Cup, eh? Yeah, scouting. So, here, this player is outside the permitted scouting range, and 1.8k will be deducted from the scouting budget. Yes, I do want you to do that. What I didn't realise was that Réunion. He's represented Réunion. Give him a trial. Give him a trial. A very good signing. 84 to 215. Let's see if we can pull this fella in. I was going to show something else, but as usual. So this is purely on the back of my scout saying I think this would be a really good signing. I've got the budget available, so I'm going to try that and see what happens. Keep you up to date for that. Solly March impressed me overall, would be a quality signing, but he's a left winger and he's getting on a bit. How old is he? 23. Oh, he's not actually that old. Acknowledge. We're going to keep him on the list. I would like to state the availability of my client to be in the first team. Let's get an analyst report. Right. Wow. So this is now the interaction you have with scouting, right? I've shown this before. Really interesting, really like it. What I also like is that my scouting knowledge is growing quite rapidly because I've changed the budget for my scouting, right? I've made my scouting budget bigger. What I didn't understand was if I go, for example, to the Netherlands, or let's go to Belgium, and I click on Anderlecht and I think, ooh, I want to find a nice player, and let's see, this guy looks pretty useful. Oh, he's only 19. Scope. I can't scout him. Outside scouting scope. Actually, I can scout him if I go to transfer and report. Sorry, report is of course, and I click on scout report, and then it still says outside scouting scope, which is interesting. But then, if you click here, you do get a chance to get him scouted, and it'll cost 975 from the budget. So that is a bit weird. I think that's a quirk of the system. I think they'll fix that over time. I think it's a bit of a bug. But yeah, I want to scout this guy. I don't know if he's going to be any good or not, but let's have him scouted and see what he's up to. So it took me a while to discover that, and I was actually getting quite frustrated because, as you can tell, I'm from the Netherlands, so I wanted to scout players in my little club in the Netherlands. And this confuses me as well. I just want that. Some things are weird still. Anyway, let's say I want to scout this guy. I couldn't, right? Even though I thought, oh, this is a pretty decent player, I couldn't scout him. That was confusing me. Anyway, enough of the natter, enough about the chatter. This isn't supposed to be an analysis video after all. Let's go and play a game. And here is something else that I found interesting. I couldn't change the settings on my graphics, and actually my in-game camera work, etc., looked way worse than it did before. And then it took me a while to discover that actually, do I really want this guy? He's only 22. He's actually German. He's not very strong. A good ball player though. I do like ball playing defenders, so yeah, I do want him. But we're not going to pay him 4k. Let's pay him now. And no nonsense with after so many games you get so many what's-its. Okay, I think that is acceptable. Finalized deal. Excellent. That's actually a pretty cheap player to get. 170k, and he looks like he's going to be serviceable in the first team already. And we'll see how he develops. If he doesn't develop, then we'll sell him for a bit of money, and that is that. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of scouting and things, and I've been trialing a lot of players. This is another German, I believe. Oh, it's a Croat, but I think he played in Germany. No, I've got that wrong as well. But he's speedy, and I need someone to develop as a complete wingback. I'm getting a bit pissed off with the lack of options there, so I will accept him on board as well. And that's 2 signings before we even get to the window. So here is something else that I'll show. The assistant report shows 2 backup players, but could still improve. But then if you look at the report itself, it shows potential ability 3 and a black star. So yeah, I think he's going to be okay. Okay, and he's going on a language course, and that's that. Post-match analysis, we were really bad, I think is the only thing to be said there. Waldsmith, my goalkeeper, is developing nicely. He plays quite a bit already. And then we have... No. I hope he can make a... Whenever a new... No, we'll put him on there. Right. See, those press conferences are still very tick, tick, tick. But yeah, it's a mechanism that shows to have. I can't really do anything about it. Where did Iharos go? He's here. So slowly we're trying to build up a team that has some potential. I brought in a few players already. Some of them are going again as well. Lucas Shaw should be on his way out, but I can't get rid of him. I brought in Haris Gahouri, another right back. I think James Murphy was already here. Yeah, he was already here. But we're just trying to build up a bit of quality. I've loaned this guy in, and the first thing he did was get very injured. So he's not really played for us yet. But yeah, just trying to get the team up. Fernando is getting close to being back. That's really good news. He can go back in there. Cameron Dawson has still not been loaned, which is a shame. Yeah, just doing some housekeeping there. Now, why am I interested in Fernando Forestieri coming back? Because it means I can start thinking about a different system again. But let's begin with the beginning. I realize this probably shows us very small. I'm recording whilst having OBS open next to it so I can see what I'm up to, which is maybe not the best. Jody Jones had a great debut for us, scored a goal straight away. He scored a 9, I think, in rating, and then sort of tailed off. He's a new player as well. I might put him in, but what I think I'm going to do for now is Marco Matias on for Jody Jones on the bench, and then the other thing I want to do is have a bit more fight, because we're playing Nottingham Forest away, so I want my midfield to be quite aggressive, and we can do that. And then these two are very happy boys, they go green. George Boyd plays as a Raumdeuter, and Kudu is in the form of his life except for the last game, and Rhodes is doing pretty well for us as well. But I might want to play... No, Gary Hooper's injured again. So, yeah, we'll do it like this. I've got a striker on the bench in George Hurst. I'm going to click that. This is a very nice addition in my opinion. Personalized or based on position. So you can set for each of these players how you want them to play. So for example, Lovens, and I haven't actually put it yet because I haven't done this with him before in this position. I want him to try a few more risky passes and a more direct passer, because he can actually get the ball forward quite nicely, so that'll work well. Right, let's go into this Christmas game, and then we can wrap up the recording after that. I have a feeling that we're not going to do great, but who cares, we will try. They lost 5-3 to Preston. That is pretty amazing. 5-3, where is Nottingham Forest? Oh, we should be doing well. Let me just... I didn't realise they were doing that poorly. We're going to control, because they are going to try and slow us down, and we don't need that. We're going to go like that. Click, 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 click. There's one more step involved now that I'm not so sure about. The telling the team what to do, etc. Ooh, yes. Now this opens up another opportunity to talk about. I think the injuries in the game are a lot more realistic than they used to be. So you get more injuries, but sort of smaller injuries. You don't get players out for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time anymore. It's a lot more frequent how the players go out for a day or two, which is a lot better than it used to be, and a lot more realistic as well. Now, what am I going to do? Ross Wallace is not anywhere near fit, but he's a very useful player, so he can come. And then David Jones. Oh, he's already set to deep playing. Okay. Ooh, 23rd, 22nd, 21st. So we should be able to get some real results here, because we're playing against the bottom part of the championship. Having said that, we do need to win, and that is always important. Yeah, but the injuries in general, I think, work a lot better. So the fact that you get the small injuries, but also when they have an orange box, you can still maybe play them depending on what your physio team says. So in this case, we could actually just not quite fully fit and should be monitored for Gary Hooper and Ross Wallace. So he's basically saying, I wouldn't put them in unless you have to. Marco Matias could play for 45 minutes, which is great, but he has no match sharpness, so I'm not happy about that. Well, I was going to start him actually. I don't know what I was thinking last night. I think it was beer. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm playing this sort of 4-5-1, 4-3-3. I think it's a 4-3-3 technically. And that's been going well. I've been switching between this and the 5-3-2, and that works quite well for us as well. Right. Look, far from interested listening to you despite the fair atmosphere overall. So with putting Fletcher on the transfer list, I really broke a bit of goodwill. So I'm going to say that we really need to go and just trash them. I have made it a habit to click on hand over to the assistant because sometimes he can get a bit more out. But in this way, this time he can't. So basically we should just be winning this, full stop. Now this screen looks a bit different from what it did last night. I don't know what's going on here. So it's all gone very small. Because I changed the resolutions to fit in with OBS, I think. Yeah, and I am actually playing on the match engine. Now OBS doesn't record this as smoothly as it is actually showing on my screen. There's more to do with the lack of processing power in my Mac than anything else. But yeah, it's playing well. You can see that it's raining, for example. You can see the movement of the players. They keep incrementally. Oh, nice goal, nice goal. They keep incrementally improving on this engine, and I'm quite pleased with it. It's getting to the point where I actually want to use it. I used to just do the 2D, and I've given up on using 2D now. I've actually gone to proper 3D. It's almost like we're in the 21st century. Right, so we're winning here. There's not a lot going on, mind. I don't know exactly which. Let's pause. It's a bit slow. I don't think it likes being OBS at the same time. We do extended headlines, highlights, which is what I want. So apparently we have a reputation for kicking other teams on the grounds that they have 2 small injuries already. That might well be the case. I don't think we do, but we've got Sam Hutchinson, and all Sam Hutchinson does is kick people. So we've had 5 fouls on our part. And Sam Hutchinson goes out injured. That's not very handy because my backup for him is injured as well in David Meiler. So what happens instead is that we put Venancio in the defense and we put Lovens, who's quite a decent ball-winning midfielder, there. And we still tell him to more risky and more direct. There. And the reason for playing that with Lovens is he's got a decent long pass, and I want him to use that long pass. Kudu, who's in the form of his life, gets to drop there. Kudu is a loanee, I believe from Tottenham, if I'm not mistaken. And he didn't play the first few weeks or months, and then all of a sudden I needed him, and he just stood up and said, "I'm your man, boss. I'm going to score goals for you." And he did, bless him. Bit of a daisy cutter in front of the goal. So far I'm not impressed actually. I'm going to demand more from them because I think we're being controlled a bit here, and I don't like that. I expect more. Come on. That's it, well done. Well done. So now we can go and tell them to push forward instead. We'll skip the replay. So despite not playing well, because we're not playing well, we're 2-0 up, and that's the pleasure of having a guy like Jordan Rhodes in your team, who's a very good defender, listen to me, a very good striker, and can create things on his own. And so can that man Boyd, but he passed that way too short, so he didn't. Venancio has a decent pass in him as well, but he fucks up there. Oof. Dearie me. not interfering too much. I will tell them in the half that it's going well, but they have to guard against complacency because I think they are getting complacent. Jack Hunt lost possession more than any other player on his team. That's annoying because he's usually pretty good. There, get focused. Jordan doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why I'm being so mean. So I say, I'm very happy with your performance. And now he's just confused. But at least he's not demotivated, so that's good. Right. Off we go. I mean, we wouldn't be 2-0 up without Jordan Rhodes. So he's right to be slightly upset with me telling the team to pay attention. But then it's a team game, Mr. Rhodes. Kudu, here's another break. So even though we're playing on control, oh yeah, hat trick, thank you. Even though we're playing on control, we seem to be hitting them on the counter, which makes me think that Forest are probably playing on all-out attack at this point. Does that mean that I switch back to counter? No, not really. I'm quite happy hitting them unexpectedly every now and then. And I want my team to push up a bit north as well, because I don't think they have the best. I don't think they have the best strikers, he says, as Ben Brereton scores. So we should be able to control the outcome of this. So I've just gone through all that reasoning, and I'm thinking, should I not just go for it anyway? They're very slow. I don't think I can play the games whilst I'm doing OBS. I'm going to bring Tom Lees on for Joost van Aken because he looks a bit tired. And then later on I'm going to bring on possibly Ross Wallace, possibly Marco Matthias. We'll see. Abdi. Oh, come on. I can score that. Yeah, but all in all, the game is a lot more enjoyable than it was last year. Last year I got it new and I thought, oh, I can't wait to play it, and it was just the same. It really was just the same. This year there's so many good changes and improvements that I'm actually very happy with it. We're going to have to go and counter anyway because I'm pissed off with the way we're dropping goals here. I'm going to take Abdi off as well. We will go with Wallace. I like that idea. I will tell him he's an inside forward. Oh, what a Ramdeuter. Create some space. I hope we're not going to give this away. I'd be very annoyed if we get another 2 goals against, or even 1 goal against. I don't think we're going to score again, even though Jordan Rhodes always has goals in him. Be nice if we got 4 goals. I think that would be a record, but I somehow doubt that's going to happen. Hat-trick is already very nice. David Jones is getting tired as well, beginning to show his age. Got to tell him to concentrate. I think they are concentrating now. We seem to have been taking a bit more control. Forest are definitely going for it. They're putting more and more men forward. So we need to stay calm. That's it. Oh, if Wallace can do something on his... Yes! Nice. Okay, so that's that all done and over. Wallace is imported immediately on his first game back from injury. And Boyd got that goal, I think. Did Boyd get that goal? Kudu. I am really confused. I didn't look in the right column, that's why I'm confused. That's it. Great result. 4-2 will do me fine. Would have liked not getting 2 goals against, but other than that, I think we're pretty happy. Yeah, what's yours, boy? Oh, it was the assist column I was looking at. Right. I'm just going to say that that I'm happy with the way they played. We've had some bad results, so I need them to be pretty happy. I can't tell them to be worried about complacency because they're not playing that well. Right, the other thing that's a lot less obtrusive is the social media, because frankly you can change it to just be the news, but I don't really read it, it's just a click away. Sam Hutchinson is out for 2 to 3 weeks. Kieran Lee is already out for 4 to 2 months. That's a big blow, really, especially with the program coming up. And then we've got David Meyler out as well. Perceived physicality and unnecessarily aggressive. No, I'm not going to answer that. Yeah, I want to attack. Yeah. That was a good goal. Okay. So it's still click. Anyway, I think that concludes this episode. So it's sort of a follow-up on the previous first look at it. I really like it. I think it's become a much better game than it was before. And I'm not actually going to do a Let's Play because I'm not happy with the way that OBS performs. But I will update you every now and then on how my Wednesday game is going on. I think that's probably the best thing to do. And that basically is that. So yeah, if you like me fell out of love with the series some time ago, try this one. I think you'll find it interesting. Thank you. Bye bye.